This lecture will be very useful for you if you use AWS or Azure, because Octopus Deploy has some cool features that will make deployments to any of these environments very easy. The first thing that you need in order to work with Azure or AWS is an account. In this demo, I'm going to use AWS, but the process for Azure is identical to this, so you can follow the same instructions. So as I said, the first thing that you need is an account. Accounts are defined in Infrastructure menu and under Accounts tab. In the Accounts tab, you will find the Add Account button, which is mainly a drop-down button. And in here, you can choose whether you want to connect to your Azure subscription or to your AWS account. Also, if you want to store your SSH key pairs as well as username passwords, you can use the same section. Our focus is AWS and Azure in this topic. So I want to create an AWS account. I will click on it. And for the account, you can provide a name, because you can have multiple accounts. For example, one account will be for your dev environment, one account will be for your, say, US production environment, one account will be for your Europe production environment. So you will have multiple accounts. So we provide a name. Let's say this is APAC Prod, for example, Asia Pacific production. And you can provide a description, and what you need is access key and secret key. For the access key and secret key, obviously you need to go to your account, into your IAM, Identity and Access Management section, and create a user with proper permissions. So as you remember, we created an account for TeamCity. We can use the same account and credentials. Again, you have to think why you need this account and how it's going to be used, and grant the proper permissions to that account. So as I said, what I need is the access key and a secret key for this account. So I paste my access key in here, and I paste my secret key as well. I don't mind that you see my access key and secret key, because I will delete these credentials after I record this video anyway. So for the environment, you can decide which environment is related to this account. I can say prod environment is related to this account. And you can decide whether this account will be available for tenanted deployments or not. I can just leave it as it is for now, and we click on Save. So if I want to create more accounts, again, I can go to the Accounts tab and add more accounts. Now in the project, either I can edit this project or create a new project. And for this project, I want to upload a package to S3 bucket. So for this demo, I can say my project name is Account Demo, for example, and lifecycle can be production or develop or default, that doesn't matter. And I can click on Save. Now in this project, I have to have access to my accounts. So I will go to variable and I will click on name, and I can call this AWS account, and the value should be AWS account. So if I click inside the enter value box, you will see that there is a button or link which says change type, and I have to change this to AWS account type because it's not a normal variable. This is an account variable. And then in here, I choose the account that I have. And then we can go to process and add a step. Because I want to copy the package to AWS, all I need to do is just search for AWS, or we can also search for S3. And you will see that there are two templates we can use. One of them is Octopus Deploy template, and one of them is a community template. One of them uploads the package to S3. One of them uploads files and folders to S3. So let's use the one that comes out of the box. For the step name, we can say copy package to S3. And location, because this is going to be executed outside the targets, I can say run it on the Octopus server. I'm not going to do anything on my web servers or anything like that. I'm just running a script. So I can say run it on the Octopus server. In the next step, we just choose the account that we just created. And for the region, my region is AP Southeast 2.32. So I choose AP Southeast 2, and now I need a bucket. I need to create a bucket. Let's say we create a bucket, and bucket name is Octopus Deploy Copy Demo, something like this. I add -prod as well. And you click on next. So the bucket is created, Octopus Deploy Copy Demo, and we put the name of that bucket in here. For the package, I can choose CI/CD demo package, and if you want to copy the whole zip file, we can say entire package file. If you want to unzip it and then just copy specific files, you can say specific files within the package. And I can say use file name. There is something called canned ACL when you copy files to S3, and you can say, for example, private to make it a private package. Or if you want to allow public read, you can say public read. I just type private in the canned ACL. And we click on save. Before I run this, what I need is basically just going back to IAM and make sure that my user has access to S3 buckets, which I don't think it has. Amazon EC2 full access. I can give it S3 full access as well, so it can copy the files to S3. And now we can run our projects. Our project account demo can use this variable that basically connects to AWS to deploy a package to S3. So let's create a release and say save. I can click on deploy and that will deploy. I don't need to deploy to 2 environments really, like any of these environments will do the trick. It will upload the package to S3. So deployment is successful. Let's go back to S3 in the Amazon console and open this bucket, and you will see that my zip file is there. So as you see, deploying and copying files to Amazon S3 was very easy using Octopus Deploy. All I had to do was just to create an account, which is basically a connection to my AWS, and use one of the steps that comes out of the box in Octopus Deploy and allows us to copy files to S3. That was very easy. As you see, in the next lecture, I want to show you some of the advanced options that we have. I put this -prod here on purpose because in the next lecture, I want to show you how we can use variables for this. So if I deploy, for example, to dev environment, I can say that this bit should be the environment name.